Hey, what's up everyone? In today's video, I got myself here 3 Nintendo 3DS games. Specifically, Pokemon Ultra Moon, Lego Lord of the Rings, and Skylanders Superchargers Racing, which I bought from someone off of Facebook Marketplace uh, for $40, which is actually a pretty good deal, all things considered. Unfortunately, they don't have any cases, but I can forgive this. You know, he basically sold me Pokemon Ultra Moon for $30, which is a really incredible deal now because the prices of Pokemon games on 3DS have ballooned like crazy. It's a pity I didn't get the case, but hey, I'm just glad to have the game. This is one of the last games that I'm still missing on the 3DS. Mainline games, that is. I still don't have Pokemon Ultra Sun, and that's basically it. I have every other game on the system outside the spin-off mainline, not the spin-offs. Spin-offs I not really don't really care for at the moment. But yeah, there was some save data on this, which I have since wiped out. So yeah, I can start a clean file whenever I get to it. Next up, we have Lego Lord of the Rings, of course. It's another Lego game on 3DS, and these Lego games on 3DS are very different to the console counterparts, especially during the 3DS era. Some of which were actually based on like the mobile versions of the game. Uh, so so you would have like a 3DS and Vita version and even at times a DS version, all derived from like the same same that would all look very much alike. Much to the dismay of some players on Vita who um, were hoping for like the full fat experience from the console. But yeah, not much else to say. I am planning on getting most, if not all, the Lego games at some point on the 3DS, since they are very much different from the console version. And the same extends to the Skylander series as well. Yeah, so this is the last Skylanders game released on a handheld. As well, actually, no, the last original made from scratch handheld game, as the 3DS versions of all the Skylanders games up to this point were completely different from the console versions. Uh, whether it be Spyro's Adventure, Giants, Swap Force, Trap Team, and this game, they're all different. The biggest difference, however, is that Superchargers Racing is purely a racing game. It's even in the name, racing, they which is a subtitle that's only given to the 3DS and Wii version, of which the Wii version is actually based on the 3DS version, which is certainly interesting to say the least. A couple of other games did that. The Amazing Spider-Man on 3DS is the same game on the Wii. They just essentially developed it for 3DS first, and then ported it over to the Wii. And the big difference, of course, as the name suggests, is that it's purely a racing game, whereas the other HD versions of the game are 3D platformers. This is just simply the racing portions with its own original story, and that's basically it. Now you can already tell, yeah, the cartridges are not in the best shape. Like especially this one, the logo, the stickers actually falling apart, and the cartridge has definitely seen better days. When I stuck this in my 2DS over here earlier, I actually had trouble loading Superchargers Racing because the pins were really dirty. Thankfully, it seems that shoving it in and then pulling it out multiple times kind of cleaned it a bit. But yeah, it almost looks like it's been water damaged. Honestly, I'm not sure if you can zoom in a little here just to get a clearer image. Okay, yeah, it looks a little it looks a little definitely had better days, and the cartridge in general has had better days. Really, I don't know what the previous owner did, but clearly something didn't go right. Same with this one, and Pokemon Ultra Moon ended up being best case. I mean, being in the best condition. But yeah, that's That's 3 additional 3DS games for my collection. Um, I did have, I did actually have trouble loading it on here because um, one of the things I did with with my 2DS, sorry, is that I inserted a massive micro SD card into it. It's like 128 gigabytes, and which you're not supposed to be able to do actually. The maximum is 32 gigabytes, and that is because the 3DS line of systems only support like a FAT32 formatted micro SD card or SD card in general. But I used a piece of software to format this massive micro SD card so that it supports 128 gigabytes. Because I'd rather just have the 128 gigabytes than just having multiple micro SD cards and having to switch between them. But it definitely slowed down my system quite exponentially. But half the time I do wonder if that's really the reason why I'm having trouble loading the games. But aside from that, yeah, the game works. At least it boots up to the main menu, anyways. So yeah, that's good. Anyways, I think that pretty much does it for this video. Actually, one last thing. In regards to the Skylanders games on 3DS, the portals for these games are very hard to come by. I mean, very, very hard to come by. Like I can't seem to find them. I thankfully I when I got thankfully I did get the portals for both Spyro's Adventure and Giants. So, but the problem is with each new entry, you need a new portal to accommodate the new figures, because the new portals do not support the new figures are just incompatible with that old portal, specifically the 3DS ones, and that's a problem. Because I also own a copy of Swap Force, which I also did a video on, and unfortunately that I can't technically use any of my figures because I need the Swap Force portal, and I also need, which interestingly enough is also compatible with Superchargers Racing. So yeah, I'm kind of in a tough spot in that. I can't actually play this game because I need the portal, this specific portal for it. Now, to my understanding, the Trap Team portal, both on console and potentially 3DS, I'm not sure, is like the best portal to get because it's compatible with everything. It's compatible to traps, it's compatible with like the racing vehicles and Imaginator figures and all of that stuff. So yeah, if you ever find one of those Trap Team portals, get it, because it is considered the best portal in terms of versatility. Like you can use the PlayStation and Nintendo portals interchangeably. The Xbox ones are not interchangeable, sadly, and the 3DS versions are also not interchangeable necessarily, except for the Trap Team one. But yeah, do keep that in mind, because if you do intend on playing these games, you're gonna need the portal whether you like it or not. That's usually how these Toys to Life games are. But yeah, that pretty much does it for this video. As always, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.